So, I love lobster, and we have some North Atlantic lobster tails in front of us here. I want to talk about the different sizes that we carry at Great Alaska Seafood. We have a 12 to 14 ounce tail, a 16 to 20 ounce tail, a 20 to 24 ounce tail, and we do carry a 26 to 32 ounce tail on occasion. I like to broil lobster tails. The cooking time per tail will be dependent on the ounces of the tail. The general rule of thumb is about a minute per ounce. So this tail is going to be about 12 to 14 minutes. This one would be 16 to 20. That one would be 20 to 24 minutes. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to need a pair of scissors. And I'm going to do the 12 to 14 ounce tail first. So now let's go ahead and get this party started. First thing you want to do is you want to preheat your oven to a low broil while you're getting this. So you have your scissors. There's going to be a little bit of a vein in here. So you don't want to make sure you start all the way in the center. You want to try to get as high up as you can on the lobster tail itself. Take your scissors, cut along the top of the shell. You're going to kind of break the backbone there. Excellent. So if there's any vein in there, you would remove the vein. This is already ready to go though. I don't actually see any there on this one. So you're opening it up. And what you're looking for to see if there's like a vein right here. You pull that out like a membrane all the way down. The next thing you want to do after you open the lobster up is you want to rinse it. I like to pull the meat away from the shell. Same thing. Pull the meat away from the shell. Make sure there isn't a vein in there anymore. Okay, and then we're going to rinse them. So I'll rinse them inside. So then I like to do is I like to pat it down a little bit with a paper towel. Next, I'm going to go ahead and season it. The recipe I really like to use calls for 1 tablespoon of butter right here. You can just drop the whole thing in there, or if you want, you could just tear it in half or cut it in half and kind of put it along the lobster tail inside. And then I like to season it with white pepper to taste, paprika, and then 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. This is a couple teaspoons here. I just like to make sure I cover the whole tail. Now it's ready to go. I'm gonna put it in on a baking dish, and then we're gonna stick the lobster tail in the oven, low broil for 8 minutes. Doesn't matter what size lobster tail you have. 8 minutes, low broil. Then after that, we're gonna have it for 4 to 5 minutes on high broil for a 12 to 14 ounce lobster tail. Now, any lobster that was bigger than that, you would add more time on high broil. Your total cook time is gonna be 1 minute per ounce. So a 12 ounce lobster tail, we do 8 minutes on low broil, 4 minutes on high broil. A 16 ounce lobster tail, you guessed it, 8 minutes on low broil, 8 minutes on high broil. That's kind of the standard rule that we like to use. So we'll wait 8 minutes and we'll come back and we'll turn this up to high broil. Okay, so our 8-minute timer went off. Normally you wouldn't open up the broiler. I just want to do it so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so now we're going to do it on high broil for 4 minutes for this 12 to 14 ounce lobster tail. Okay, great. So our 4-minute timer for the high broiler just went off. I'm going to pull the lobster out. It smells really good. So after it cools a little bit, then I like to actually pull the lobster tail out of the shell. I don't personally like to do it before I cook it because I feel like the shell helps keep a lot of the moisture in. But there you have it. We have a 12 to 14 ounce North Atlantic lobster tail cooked in a broiler, 8 minutes on low broil, 4 minutes on high broil. We seasoned it with butter, lemon juice, white pepper, and paprika. Enjoy. Let's see how it tastes. You can't beat lobster and butter with some lemon juice. Fantastic. Okay, so we have a 20 to 24 ounce lobster tail in front of me. Real big bad boy. And we've cleaned it already, opened it up, rinsed it with cold water, patted it dry. Now I'm gonna season it before I put it in the oven. So 1 tablespoon of butter per lobster tail is what we recommend. This is a really big lobster tail, probably the biggest lobster tail anybody would see in their life. So I'm actually gonna go with 1.5. I kind of like to just cover the center of the lobster tail. Then white pepper to taste. I like to do about a pinch. So this one I'm probably gonna do about 2 pinches because, like I said, it's such a big lobster tail. Paprika, you can use regular paprika or smoked paprika. It's a really good pairing with the white pepper, butter, and then of course lemon juice. Oh yeah, just cover it. Fantastic. Next, you're gonna put it on a baking sheet and you're gonna cook it on low broil for 8 minutes. Now this is a really big lobster tail. So remember, you're gonna have a 1 minute per ounce rule for cooking lobster tails with a broiler. Low broil, 8 minutes. This is such a big lobster tail, a 20 to 24 ounce tail. I'm gonna do 12 minutes on high broil. Okay, great, so our timer just went off for the 8 minutes on low broil. I'm gonna take it out to show you. Normally you wouldn't do that. Normally you would just set it to a high broil, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like. It looks fantastic, okay? So remember, 8 minutes already been done on low broil. This is a 20 to 24 ounce lobster tail, so I'm gonna do 12 minutes on high broil. So we just got our lobster tail out of the broiler, had it on 8 minutes on low broil, and then we had it 12 minutes on high broil for a 20 to 24 ounce lobster tail. The charring on the top of the lobster tail is completely normal with this recipe. And it serves very well with melted butter. I like to add some lemon juice to it as well. Let's give it a try and see how it turns out. It's really good. Sorry, it was so yummy I was talking before I was done eating. It's really, really, really good. The nice thing with this recipe is it cooks the lobster tail all the way throughout.